Happy Thursday. I wanted to make a quick video just kind of talking about signs and symbols that the universe gives you, like ways that the universe communicates with you, because the universe is always communicating with you, literally every second of every day. It's just your awareness of that and your ability to receive that message and to even know what you're looking for. And it's not like this set it's not like there's like a chart of these certain symbols that you need to look for or anything. It's like just like subtle things, sometimes obvious things, or random things. Like if you ever have something super random show up in your life or something happen that's super random, there is a reason, okay? So you should probably figure out what that is. It could just be, your soul trying to get your attention. Just like, hey, hello, I'm here, pay attention to me. I'm trying to help you, whatever it is, or maybe just saying hi, whatever it is. I mean, there are signs going on all around you that you may be noticing them, and maybe you don't know why, maybe you do, maybe, you have no idea. But I just wanted to talk about a few of my personal experiences that have happened just within the last month. A few of these are literally the last 5 days. I just found the more I pay attention, the more I really see, because literally you create everything in your reality through your thoughts, even the subliminal ones. So you don't always, sorry, there was birds outside. I got distracted. But you don't always know, I forgot what I was saying. Anyways, a couple things that have happened to me. Um, it's just amazing. The more I started paying attention, the more started coming to me. So, or the more I realized, wow, these things mean something, and the more they made sense. Like the things that I saw, I looked up the meanings. I went out and I found what they actually meant, and it was like, oh my gosh, that makes so much sense. So definitely pay attention. Just in your everyday life, if you see a random animal, I mean, look up what message it could be trying to give you or what it symbolizes, because animals have symbolic meanings and representations, and you would be so amazed at the things that the world around you is literally communicating to you once you're aware of it. So, oh my gosh, I don't even know how long ago, probably a month or so, um, I was leaving my house, and there's a farm across from my house, and he's got cows. And I was pulling out of my driveway once, and I look up, and there's a freaking bird the size of my car. No, I'm just kidding. It wasn't that big, but a pretty big bird standing in front of me. And I thought it was an ostrich at first. Turns out it was an emu. What? Where did this emu come from, right? I literally was searching on Google, if there were emu farms around me, or if someone had lost an emu. I put it on Facebook. I mean, just kind of as a joke, but also just in case, I don't know, someone lost an emu. I didn't think emus were just something people, had as pets. Well, apparently my neighbor does. And I never, ever, ever looked into that and never thought anything of it. I was just weird. For a long time, I thought this emu was just lost, but it turns out he actually lives over there. And I only saw, he must have just gone, I don't know. But I looked up the meaning or the symbolism of an emu, or what kind of message it brings, because as I started to pay attention to these other animals, my best friend actually was like, hey, what about that emu? And I was like, oh my gosh, I never even thought of that. So I have a bunch of meanings and stuff of some of my symbols that I've been noticing. I just want to share a couple of them with you guys because I thought they were really, really cool, and they pertained to my life perfectly. They made so much sense to me. It resonated with me, and as will yours once you start paying attention. Or if you already have, that's really awesome. Then you can just listen to some of mine. So when I looked up the emu, basically it represents, it promotes spiritual excellence and achievement by encouraging diligence, hard work, respect, and humility in the lives it visits. It's an excellent guide for spiritual pursuits, which I have totally been looking into, being a medium, being able to channel. I think being able to channel people from the other side and really communicate with like their loved ones and be able to give people that validation was just really a huge key in like healing. And I think it would just that's just something that really interests me. So that was something I've been working on recently. Plus, this whole enlightenment process, this ascension process, this spiritual awakening process, whatever you want to call it, they're a huge representation of like a guide through that. They represent, or their message is basically speed up, work hard, and pay attention. They really represent focus and diligence, and that just made so much sense to me. That was amazing. And a freaking emu, guys, that's a pretty obvious one, okay? Some of the less obvious ones, which literally from the 14th to today, this morning, I haven't really been outside since this morning, so I've been watching videos and trying to learn some knowledge to share with you guys. But I've seen a mouse, a mole, which basically they have a lot of the same meaning. Has to do with like instincts. Like the mice use their instincts to survive. I mean, they're tiny. They have a lot of enemies. They, they have to survive off their instincts, and your instincts come from the other side, the spirit world. So mice, lots of animals are actually in communication with the spirit world, with the other side all the time, because they aren't tainted by the filters of society. They still have that sense. No one told them you can't use that. That's not real. They're animals. They do what they want for the most part. So, I mean, it all depends on. It varies with animals, obviously, but mice are very, very connected. They work or they live off their instincts. They would literally die without them. So they represent, following your instincts, knowing like timing. Timing is a really big thing. Knowing when to do things, when not to do things, and I think that's a thing I struggled with for a lot of my life. Even up until like doing these videos, I learned all this stuff and I just wanted to put it all out there, but I didn't know how, and I'm working on it. I mean, I feel like each video I make, I learn a little more about trying to put this information out there in a way that makes sense and can sit and not be just information overload, because that's what happened to me and it set me in a spiral of confusion. But I don't want to do that to you guys, so I kind of just am trying to take things slow. I wish there was just a way for me to sit with you all individually, because I feel like when I get with like my friends individually or just anyone individually and we can have this one-on-one conversation and they can ask questions and I can answer or ask questions back, like it really works. So if you guys have any questions at all, feel free to ask, or any comments, like anything. I will not be insulted. I'm totally open to anything, okay? I am here to expand your consciousness, your knowledge, as well as my own. So whatever I can do to help with that, just let me know. Sorry, back to signs. I saw a mole, which we almost kept. I thought it was a possum at first. Obviously, after looking at it, it was a mole, but we caught it and brought it into the garage and then realized, it's a mole. You can't keep moles, I looked it up, because they will die in captivity. So we let the little guy go. We named him Millard. Named him Millard. He was pretty cute. But I let him go in the backyard. I think he got froze out in my driveway. It was literally all water because we had a flood here. And my driveway was horrible. So we we put him somewhere with a little more soil and less ice on top. But moles are one with the earth and one with feeling. I mean, they're blind. They solely rely off their like long little nose. So they represent like paying attention to your feelings, trusting yourself, again with the mouse. So they kind of went hand in hand, and those were like back to back. Like we had seen the mouse randomly up at, we've got a dam where I'm from, and we were driving across the dam and we parked to look out, and we do this all the time, and I never ever noticed anything before, but this random little mouse goes running across the road. And I was like, what the heck is that? And my boyfriend was like, I don't know. And we're pretty sure it was a mouse. I don't know. But either way, that's what I took from it. So therefore, that was the message I was supposed to receive from it. I believe that. So, and then the mole was, when we were coming home, literally it was crawling across my driveway. I was like, this is crazy. And then the next day, we saw a gopher also out at the dam. I've never seen a gopher in my life, and when I first we were just talking about gophers like a couple days ago too, and I was like, weird, like I've never seen one in my life, and then all of a sudden, boom, there's a gopher, and the message of the gopher is bring truth to light. So just being honest, which there was a lot of things going on in my, or there was like a situation that I was going through at the moment that I saw that, which now it makes so much sense. I sometimes we forget to be honest with ourselves, and we do that out of fear of I don't know, losing something, or a fear of not knowing. A lot of times we hold ourselves back by lying to ourselves, even when we're not even aware of it. So I was just really kind of lost a little bit. So I started being honest with myself, and I saw or found yesterday, we went on like a little nature walk. I found an empty turtle shell in like a little patch of water. I'm glad I had my rain boots on. I had to like step in some water to get it, but I looked up the meaning to that, and it basically represents like vulnerability and exposing yourself, because like a turtle needs its shell for protection, like that's where it hides when it's scared. You don't have your shell, it's like you're vulnerable to the world. And like I had been being honest with myself and with those who were around me, and I did feel vulnerable. I had exposed myself, and I continue to do so every day, especially when making these videos. I mean, I'm putting myself out there on a big level. When I first started doing these videos, I felt like embarrassment, like I was judging myself. Every time I would turn that camera on, I would just stutter, and my ego would just talk and talk and talk and talk, and it was just self-doubt, and it was miserable. But now that it's just like, I wait till I'm in that good flow state to where I'm feeling what I know what I need, what message I need to get across, but I haven't planned out the words, because I know that the words will just come to me. I have the energy that I want to share, and then it just flows out in the way that you need to hear it, and it's awesome, and I feel way better. So another one, I saw a snail shell. So if you've ever seen a snail shell, they have like a little spiral on them, most of them, I'm pretty sure all of them. And a spiral is like a super, super important symbol in life. Like it represents the cycle of life and death and rebirth. It's very, very powerful symbol. Um, and you can like, it's said to be able to see the very essence of the universe inside of it. So, basically just reaffirming, some of my beliefs, I feel, because, I mean, once in a while I do still doubt myself. I mean, even today I feel like I haven't doubted myself as much as I did yesterday. Like every day it gets better, every moment it gets better. 10 minutes ago I probably doubted myself a little more than I do right now, so like it keeps getting better with each sign. And I just been thinking a lot about like the universe and stuff, so that resonated with me. Another thing is, I learned that feathers and pennies are something that our loved ones drop in front of us as like a hello, or just a reminder that they're there, or like, just something to make you feel that love, that their presence, or just know like you're not alone, or they're there. It's just like a good reminder that, that they're there. So I found a feather on the trail yesterday too, which is kind of cool. It was actually a trail that my friend Brooklyn, who my best friend that passed away, who I talk about in I think my first video, had been on. That was the last time I'd ever gone on this trail, was actually with her. So it was just kind of cool to find that. I had been thinking about her, so I definitely believe that was her just saying hello, letting us know she was there, and giving us a little love, as always. So that felt really good. Then this morning, I saw a seagull, and like, I didn't even know we had seagulls here. Like, I mean, okay, I didn't for a long time. I figured it out probably last year that we actually had seagulls. So like, I still forget sometimes. And like, I was just at Walmart this morning, and I just randomly, this seagull comes like flying in front of my car and lands on the ground, and then starts flying around the parking lot, and like, it's just loud, like very, very obvious. And I was like, okay, so that seagull wanted me to see it. So I looked up the message or symbolism of a seagull, and the seagull message was, even with an untidy or disorganized life, you can see situations with clarity and view them from different perspectives. It brings the gift of a lighthearted attitude, which I literally woke up this morning feeling like thinking about that. Like that was the topic of my mind when I woke up, was I was thinking about, how can I be more peaceful in the moment? How can I not let situations around me affect my emotions so much? I can observe it and I can let it go rather than getting attached, or like something that literally doesn't matter making me upset. I'm really able to look at these situations in a totally new light and realize I don't need to be upset about that and I can move on. And like it's just seriously, today I've seen such an improvement just today since I woke up, watched a couple videos, and just, I didn't do a lot, honestly, and I feel so good. I'm living, breathing proof to you that you can do this, okay? Like, it does not take a lot. Literally, you just need to, learn more about yourself. The more you learn about yourself, the more you can benefit the world. And I don't know, I'm just excited. Self-awareness, consciousness, that is the only reality. That is the only way we're going to make it as a planet. The earth can only take so much, and we've given it quite a bit. So it's time to start waking up. Tell your friends, tell your mom, tell your dog if you want. I don't know, just, take some time for yourself. Start planting seeds in other people's minds. Do whatever it takes, but this awakening is happening whether you resist it or not. And it's a beautiful, beautiful thing that we all are going to have to embrace eventually. Or not have to, but you're going to, because it's a thing that's happening. The shift in consciousness, it's happening, and it's a really, really, really beautiful thing. And it just brings so much insight and so much comfort and so much just good, positive, amazing things. Like, I feel like a completely different person every day. I have epiphanies and realizations that change my life drastically every single day since I've started this awakening. And it's not all pretty. Some of it is hard, obviously. It's a big shift to go through. So, just be patient with yourself. If you ever get yourself, you're like, okay, I learned this, but why am I still feeling like this? Well, because you have to adjust. There is an adjustment period that comes with everything. And that's pretty much it. That's my message for today. I love you guys. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you had a wonderful Thursday.